Hi, my name is Todd Vickers, and this is the project for my JavaScript class. We were given an assignment to create a website for a pizza restaurant for ordering online. Now, I was not too proficient at HTML when I first entered this class, so I had to learn quite a bit of HTML as well as JavaScript. We were not given a template. We had to do everything from scratch, and we all worked on our own. So this is my baby here, and I'm real happy with the way it turned out. Now on this first page we have got to give our customer information, and it says all fields required, so let's see if that holds true. Let's come up with a customer. Let's call him Pete. How about that? And we'll try to submit Pete, and we were prompted to enter a last name, which is good because we want all these fields filled in before we continue. So let's give Pete a last name. Let's say, how about Zaria? Pete Zaria, how do you like that? Submit, and we have to give an email address. So it is not going to let us go anywhere until we fill in all these fields. So let's give Pete an email address. And let's continue. Let's give him a phone number. Let's see what happens if we enter letters into these fields. Now it detects that these are not numeric values, and it's prompting us to enter a numeric value, which is good. So let's give him a phone number. We'll just say 777-888. And as you can see, the cursor moves to the next field when it detects the correct number of characters have been entered. And it moves to the home address field. So let's give him an address. We'll just say 378. And we'll just say he lives on, let's say, Elm Street. How about that? Now let's try to submit, and we're prompted to enter the city. So let's select a city from the drop down. We'll pick Virginia Beach, and we'll try to submit again, and it wants a zip code, a 5-digit zip code. So let's give him a zip code. Now it's expecting 5 numbers, so if I try to enter a 6th digit, it just won't take it. Okay, so now we're ready to submit. And we're on the next page where we select delivery or carryout. Now the data from the first page was stored in cookies and then displayed in the correct fields on this page, where you see your name, phone number, address, zip code, city, and so forth. And we have 2 options, delivery or carryout. Now if I select delivery, you'll see the carryout location fields are grayed out. If I select carryout, it will fill in those fields with the locations from Virginia Beach. Now if I had selected Chesapeake or Norfolk, it would have filled in those fields with the locations from the correct city. Now let's try to continue, and we are prompted to select a store. So we have to select a specific store in Virginia Beach. So let's take the Lynn Haven Parkway location and continue. Now we're going to select a crust. Now you'll see an order summary field here that is gathering data from each page, storing it in cookies, and then displaying it in a message. So we see we've got a carry-out order for pizzeria from the store on Lynn Haven Parkway. And we need to select a crust. We've got 3 choices here, hand-tossed, thin crust, or ultimate thick crust. Thick crust sounds good. Let's take that. Now we're being prompted it's only available in medium and large, and it even disables the radio buttons for small and extra large. So that works really well, except I want a big pizza, so I'm going to go with thin crust, which is not available in extra large. Again, you see the extra large button is disabled, but the small button has been enabled. So let's see what happens when we go with hand tossed. So we've got all our options here, and I can get that big pizza I want. So let's go to add toppings. Now we're prompted to tell it how many pizzas we want. Well, of course they want to know how many pizzas we want. So let's select it from the drop down. Let's just go with 1 pie. Go to add toppings. Now these are all graphics that I chose, images that I put together, and I really like the way it looks. I've got a pie with pizza sauce and turned it into an equation. Plus cheese toppings equals pizza. Now I like a supreme style pizza. I think that's kind of why I selected this image here. So I'm going to go with pizza sauce, cheese. I like extra cheese. And I like pepperoni and sausage. I like mushrooms, onions, and green peppers, supreme style. And again, we have an order summary field that tells us the customer's name, whether it's dine-in or carry-out, and the crust that the customer selected. So now we can proceed. Let's submit. And now we have a complete order summary. Customer name, phone number, carry-out, the store location, the crust, and all the toppings. Sauce, it even says extra cheese, pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, onions, green peppers. It even calculates the price with the extra $1 for the extra cheese, calculates the tax, and the total. And we have 3 options here. We can make changes. We can click make changes and go back and make changes. We can pay in cash, we can pay in charge. Let's charge this to a credit card and try to submit. And again, we're going to be prompted until we fill everything out and fill it out correctly. So let's select a credit card. And again, if you enter letters into a numeric field, it will detect that those are not numbers and prompt you to enter numbers. So let's give it a credit card number. And again, the cursor moves to the next field when the previous field is filled up. Let's try to submit. And again, we will be prompted until we give it everything at once. We need an expiration date. Let's just pick one and let's submit. And we are thanked for our order. How polite is that? Now, I threw in some extra bells and whistles that weren't required on this project just because I wanted to learn how to create pop-up windows and size them, shape them, and position them. So that's what these links at the top are. Let's click on specials. That's real nice. You got an all-you-can-eat buffet special. Coupons. Pete's Pizza coupons. How cool is that? Got discounts. We're a military town, so we offer a military discount for 10%. And locations, very simple document. Just lists the cities where we're located and the locations within those cities. Now, the About link is a link to the instructions for this project. I threw that in there for my own purposes so that I could look at it anytime I was working on a page and making sure that I was structuring and designing that page to fulfill the requirements for the project. Now let's take a look at the code. Now everything's very organized and I make everything readable and I use a lot of comments. There's a lot of HTML pages because of all those pop-up windows. That's why you see so many here. Now the register page is the home page. That's the original page that we started on. And everything validates. Everything validates 100%. Just because this thing is ready to go out of the box right onto the web if necessary. And of course I use tables and forms. Now in the functions folder we'll find our JavaScript with our functions. And you'll see everything is commented, everything is very readable, very organized. Style sheets are also in a folder. And images in another folder. And that concludes it. Thank you for watching.